The quietest person in the room is usually the one paying the closest attention. They're not lost, they're not nervous, they're not waiting for their turn to speak. They're reading everything: the tone, the pauses, the words people almost said and pulled back. Society taught us that talking a lot means confidence, and staying quiet means something's wrong with you. Psychology says the opposite is often true. If you're someone who doesn't talk much, these 6 things are happening under the surface. And most people around you have no idea. When you go quiet, people assume there's nothing going on. It's the exact opposite. Psychologists have found that quieter, more introverted people often have more active internal processing. While a conversation is happening, your mind is running it through layers, comparing, questioning, connecting it to things said an hour ago. You don't speak the first thought that arrives, because the first thought is rarely the real one. So the pause everyone reads as shy is actually a mind that refuses to send words out before they're finished being built. Loud rooms don't overwhelm you because you're weak. They overwhelm you because you're catching everything at once. The shift in someone's voice, the person who laughed a second too late, the tension nobody else seemed to feel walk into the room. Psychologists call this heightened perceptual sensitivity. A nervous system tuned to pick up detail most people filter out completely. When you're absorbing that much, talking over it feels almost pointless. Why add noise to a room you're still busy reading? Here's something quiet people rarely realize about themselves. When you talk all the time, your words become background. People stop listening closely because there's always more coming. But when someone who barely speaks finally says something, the whole room turns. Psychology backs this up. Scarcity increases perceived value. The less often you speak, the more meaning people attach to it when you do. You're not missing out by saying less, you're making every sentence count. While everyone else is busy performing, you're watching. You've learned to tell the difference between what people say and what they actually mean. The forced smile, the compliment with an edge to it. The friend who says "I'm fine" in a voice that clearly isn't. Because you spend more time listening than broadcasting, you gather data other people walk right past. And that makes you very hard to fool. People sometimes find that unsettling. Like you see a little too much. You usually do. Most people rush to fill a silent moment. A pause hits and they panic. They'll say anything just to make the quiet stop. You don't. For you, silence isn't awkward. It's where you actually feel like yourself. Psychologists note that people comfortable with solitude tend to have a stronger sense of their own inner world. They don't need constant noise to feel okay. So while a silent gap makes others squirm, you can just sit in it, relaxed, present, perfectly fine with saying nothing at all. That's not social failure. That's a rare kind of steadiness. This is the part the world gets most wrong. People assume quiet means you can't speak up, that you're holding back out of fear. But for most quiet people, it's a decision, not a wall. You can talk. You can hold a room when it matters. You just don't spend your energy on words that don't need to exist. Psychologists describe this as social selectivity, spending your limited social energy where it actually counts instead of everywhere at once. You're not the person who couldn't find their voice. You're the person who decided not to waste it. So no, being quiet was never the flaw people made it out to be. It's a mind that processes deeply, a nervous system that notices everything, and a person who learned that not every thought needs an audience. The world is loud. It rewards whoever talks the fastest and the most. But the people who watch, who listen, who choose their words carefully, they tend to understand things the loud ones never will. If any of this sounded like you were never behind. You were just paying attention. Which of these 6 felt the most like you? Tell me the number in the comments. I read every single one.